How's it going, fellas? Pajamas Tails back with a new video. I know it's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to make this video for a long time, so here we finally are. So the video is basically AD Yorick. Now, I've been speculating about this for a while. I got in touch with a few other high-elo Yorick players and wanted to gather some opinions on it because I had a feeling there was something there, but I just couldn't put my finger on how to do it properly. So mad shout outs to everyone that I reached out to. I know I talked to Slog, I talked to Quinn, talked to Baron. I know I said hi Elo, but can't be a Ninetales video without ripping into Baron at least somewhere. So what I'm going to showcase is, like I said, it's AD carry Yorick. So it's Yorick played in the place of where an AD carry would be. So you go Yorick with a support champion in the bot lane. Starting items, you're always going to go something defensive. I always go the Doran Shield with a health potion. I know Slog Dogs, when he was trying this out, was running a long sword with refillable. Other alternative item I've been going is Corrupting Potion Start. All three are really good. All three work. It just comes down to your preference. In terms of runes, it's, again, your preference. I would definitely recommend going this one, though. So you can see I've got the Conqueror. I've got Overheal. You can also run Triumph instead of Overheal if you prefer. I have the Legend Bloodline, which is the secret MVP of this rune page. And then we have the Last Stand. You can also swap to Coup de Grace as well if you want. But the secondary tree, always run Demolish with either second win or conditioning. It's up to you. I prefer the second win plus your Doran Shield. That kind of effect is really nice in laning, but it's completely up to you. In terms of laning, what you're going to do is you're going to start with your E, and you're going to last hit as many melees as you can. You're going to save that E for melee minions, unless you can hit 2 range minions with the same one and get 2 lots of range minions. Or if the next melee minion that you're going to kill is after 12 seconds. If that makes sense. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. Ideally, the way you should think about it is you get more gold from melee, so you want to prioritize the melee minion. You don't want to use your E on a range minion and then miss a melee minion because you E'd that range minion. It seems small, but it adds up. If you do it 10 times, you've missed out on like 70, 60 gold. So definitely worth it to prioritize the melee minions. In terms of what you pick with Yorick, the main playstyle of this is you're going to sit back. You don't want to fight, and as I say that, we're fighting. But you don't want to fight because you're not going to win the trades, because you're not going to have lane priority. You want to sit back until level 3, and then once you hit level 3, you're going to look for that tower pick. You're going to look for that time where you can land the E into the W, and they're usually around your tower range. It forces them to run. You have a very short route if you need to get to defensiveness. So like if I pause it right here, oh, what are the timings? If I pause it right here, if I needed to back out from this situation, I just have to run to here. Whereas if I'm over here and I need to back out, I have to run all that way. So under your tower is generally where you want to look to go for your engages. But you can see you don't win the early trades. As evident from this, we get slaughtered every single trade. You're going to have a CS disadvantage, right? And that's okay. You got to get it through your head, first of all, that it's okay to not have 10 CS per minute. It's also okay to not have 6 CS per minute. You're not going to get it. You're going to get around about, in 10 minutes, you're going to get around about maybe 50. I think that'll be max. Because you're just going to get poked down. You're going to get zoned. It's all normal. It's all natural. I get a nice juicy kill there, though. It was very interesting. Very nice tower dive by them. But, yeah. With the protection of minions, you can fight quite well. So you'll see, as coming up right now, as long as you got minions, we're running Conqueror here. You can do quite well with just that alone. Mr. Viego tries to come and kill me. You can see he's 2-0. He's got a level advantage on me, but it doesn't matter because I got the minions. Minion advantage does so much more than people realize. Those minions each hit for like 10. There's at least 10 of them. That's 100 damage per rotation. So we've got to go push it out. We got the cannon minion. We're going to recall on the spot. So first item buys, you're going to rush a Hull Breaker. The item order you buy your Hull Breaker is completely up to you. I prefer to go with pickaxe into the longsword and then complete the Hull Breaker. If you want to go with the Phage, you can. I don't prefer it. Only reason I don't recommend it is because if you go the Phage, then you need 875 gold for your next purchase. If you recall before then, you don't really have a good buy because you're in the middle of, you really need that Hull Breaker ASAP. You can't afford to get anything else. And here I say that, and you can see I was literally in that scenario where if I had gone the phage, I couldn't afford the pickaxe. That's why what I prefer to do is I go the pickaxe first, and then I go for the longsword. That gives you 400 gold for the ruby crystal, another 300 gold to complete the phage, and then after that you can build whatever the hell you want. But in that off chance that you have to recall before you can afford the full phage, that's why I prefer to go the pickaxe first, because then you can buy the ruby crystal of 400 gold and still come to lane with good items. The alternative is you wouldn't have had that if you had started with the phage. Plus, it gives you better dueling power as well. Pickaxe longsword is like almost 40 AD. It's huge, especially against no armor AD carries. It's nuts. So you'll see this game snowballs pretty hard the opposite way for me. Main reason I showcase this game is because it's basically a 1v9. It does 1v9 as equal. Well, I have a good start, but my team doesn't. And this is around about about P2 to D4 MMR. And we're playing, like I said, it's Yorick AD carry, not top. I've been historically struggling, trying to do anything at the moment. Yorick has stopped working for me as of like 2 seasons. Can't do anything with him. We used to hit D2 on Korea, I can't hit it anymore. And I'm hoping this is going to be my key to re-climbing, at least until changes come. And the reason I think it's so substantial is because it kind of replicates Jungle Yorick. The whole purpose of Jungle Yorick was that we could pick Yorick in the jungle, we could farm, we could guarantee our early game, and then after we've guaranteed that early game, we could then go and kill people that don't counter us. Everyone in top lane used to do so well against us that we would actually struggle to do anything in the lane. If things went bad, we would be permanently bad until that laner left the lane, and then all of a sudden we'd actually be useful again. Whereas jungle, you could screw top, I don't want to go near Jax, go to the bot lane instead. The bot lane that has 30 armor for the first 10 minutes of the game, and I can go kill them instead. That's why I think AD carry Yorick's really good. What the whole game plan of the pick is essentially you run Yorick as an AD, you get as much farm as you can, you get Hullbreaker. As soon as you get Hullbreaker, you tell your support to go look the other way, go into a different lane, go roam, go do whatever, and you 1v2 from then on. Or if you got a really consistent support, you can have him stay. There's nothing wrong with having someone bot while you have a Hullbreaker. It's not, the second you get it, they must leave. If you're doing really well and they're getting really good picks with like Thresh, feel free to have them stay. There's nothing wrong with that. But ideally, the main reason this becomes good is because Yorick can 1v2 an AD and support once he gets Hullbreaker. There's no way they can beat you. There's very few matchups where I've actually lost it. One is Vayne. Vayne tends to beat you in a 1v2 if he's got a support that can heal or shield. Something like a Lulu Vayne, you won't beat in a 1v2. But something like an Ashe and a Blitzcrank, you can definitely beat that. As long as there's no support that can sustain, you will win the 1v2. You can see, looking at the damage, it's just not even close. Like, we're fighting in their minions. It's not even close. I'm so strong. I've got so much AD. It just doesn't matter. But unfortunately, the echo comes. Got flash, right? Can't do anything about it. We take the death, but that gets us a Hullbreaker, and Hullbreaker becomes the turning point of every single lane that you will ever have in your life. Second you get this, you tell your support to leave. I generally just tell them to leave straight away, and the second I get it, I just go ham. I don't play safe anymore. I literally just go all out. Every single E I can find, I go in. Hullbreaker gives so much regen as well. It gives 150% base AD regen. Like, it's nothing to laugh about when the item gives, like right now, for example, it's giving 400 health, 150% HP regen, giving 50 AD, and it's also giving me 20 armor and MR. So I'm tanky as any. I'm so over tanked right now compared to what these guys are able to deal with. This is literally just me with one item on the Hullbreaker, and I'm tanking turrets after turret after turret. I'm tanking the entire minion wave. Like, it's nuts just how strong the one item can make you. It just turns you into a stat stick, and that's what Yorick is good at. Once my support leaves, my Hullbreaker kicks in, And now all of a sudden I'm doing 20% bonus damage to towers. And we can get 2 plates and we're out. So, like I said, it's 11 minutes. We got 6 CS per minute around about. So you're not going to get much. Don't expect to come out of laning phase with 10. Definitely won't. Once you get your Hull Breaker, your build is going to look like Hull Breaker into Sunderer. And after Sunderer, you're going to go something like your Cerilda's Gauge. I really like Cerilda's third. So I would definitely recommend it. It's unfortunate that it clashes with the Mythic passive of the Sunderer. I don't know why I'm so scared here. Oh no, I'm not scared. I was looking to catch the Thresh. Because if I catch the Jinx, Thresh just lanterns it. So there's no point. You can see the first E that I hit into the W, she has to flash. If she doesn't flash that, she dies in 2 autos. 2 autos. She's dead. Can't do anything. And it doesn't matter how much damage she is. Doesn't matter if there's a tower. I can tank towers for days now. I have bonus health out my rear completely. You know, that was like 4 tower hits. And I just take towers so quick because of the Sheen effect with Demolish. It's just nuts. This is so crazy when you're ahead. My support doesn't even have to come bot anymore. I can just do it all myself. So we've got a 1v2 now. So we got the minion wave, which is good for us. I tried to zone him out, but he went for the maiden instead, so we don't have the maiden. I've been ignited, but luckily, Sunderer gives me enough healing to stay alive. And this is why I like Sunderer over Trinity. I don't like the Trinity Force in this position because it's very hard to find sustain on Yorick. We can't build things like Omnivamp. It doesn't work well for us. We want something that, ideally, in a perfect world, we would build Omnivamp and ghouls would heal us like crazy. But right now, even if your ghouls do like 100 damage, it's only like 1 or 3 HP they heal. It's not substantial. It's nowhere near. That's why I like the Sunderer. It does so much healing. I don't actually have it now. So I don't know what I'm talking about with healing. That was just cute. Wait till I get Sunderer. Now we've got it. So Sunderer does so much healing. At the moment, we're healing for 65% of minimum 151. So we're healing for around about 80. That's kind of good. Scales so well. How many people say Sunderer doesn't scale well? Like, do they not realize it gives percentage penetration? It's so strong. It's so good. So, one thing that I've been doing now, I know I said before that I struggle carry. I struggle to be relevant as Yorick. The way I've been fixing that is that I've been watching Slog Dogs. Bad shout outs to Slog. If you don't know who he is, he's an OCE Challenger Yorick player. He's climbed higher than I ever have, and he's a much better Yorick. To be honest, I think he's a better Yorick in general, but he's a much better. It's not even close to the same Yorick top level. He is so much further ahead than me. It's insane. And the reason he's so consistent, and I watched his games for quite some time to figure out how, and it's because he doesn't group. He literally does not group. In every single game, he will find a way to split push. And that's one thing that I'm not good at, and I'm trying to be better at. I'll see a fight and I'll run to the group. Or I'll like see the wave at the bot lane and I'll be like, I can't get there in time, I'll group. Whereas he will find a way to manipulate the wave so that there's always a time to group. To split, sorry. There's always a time to split, no matter what. So when the enemy team's going for Baron, guess what? He's at the bottom inhibitor. He's always so consistent at it, and that's why he's very, very good. That's why he's very successful on Yorick. He also runs the exact same rune page I'm running here, so probably where I got it from, but I won't give him credit for that because I've already given him enough credit as it is. So we've got the tier 2 tower with the Sunderer and with the Hullbreaker. We take it so quick. We're going to go straight back to bot lane. We're not going to TP top because we are following Slog. We are just going to push instead. Other thing that I realized is the benefit of having just forcing the push is if I TP top right now, I TP into 4. If I TP into 4, I'm Yorick versus 4 without a Hullbreaker active, and there's a good chance I get jumped on. Whereas if I push, what ends up happening is people don't recall. They'll see someone recall, then they'll go, good, they're back, I don't have to. And then all of a sudden, this is what happens. I'm 1v1 against someone that can't take me. Whereas if I had went top, I'd be 1v4 against people that can easily kill me. And look, I get a base turret out of it. So like, decision-making wise, that is so good for you. If you can just keep that push going and force them to come to you, rather than go to them and actually force it yourself. Third item, I always go something like Cerulda's or Steric's Gauge. I like both of them. I think they're both very good options. Reason I went for Cerulda's here is because I had a very strong feeling that the Scion would be the one to match me now. And I was right. Scion is the one to match me. And Cerulda's is needed if I'm going to kill him. I can't kill him off just the 5% penetration alone off the Sundera. It's not enough. I need Cerulda's. So we went for the Cerulda's as soon as possible. And fights against Scion are pretty much exactly what you expect. He's all tank. He's no damage. It's very easy to get through. Even just the last Whisper, you can see he just shreds. He's got 3 armor items and shreds. Hit the E, he ults away. Doesn't matter. Like I said, we've still got the teleport, but we're not going to teleport top. Because Slugdogs would push here, so we're going to push here instead. And it doesn't matter if they're forcing the base. We're going to force the inhibitor. We want people to recall for us. We want them to come to us in an unprepared state. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to look for the first catch we can. It's not there. We're just going to back off, go for the objective. You can see the air dragon spawning. I don't want to jump into like 5, obviously. If 5 of them disappear off the map, like actually if I go back, I'll show you what I mean. But if 5 of them, like, how do I change view? So like if I'm in this kind of view and I've just done that, obviously they're sending more than one person for. And I've just had an instance where I've solo killed the Jinx under tower. 4 of them are missing right now. I'm obviously getting gunked. But I'm going to back out. Coincidentally, they all showed in the map, but the point still stands. The right call was to back out there. Let's just go get the dragon. I accidentally hit the backspace. We'll go get the dragon quickly. Hopefully we can get it before Viego comes. He does red for some reason. We go back. We got Cerulda's. Now it's time to end this game. Now I'm more than strong enough to 1v2, primarily because of the Cerulda's. Cerulda's is my lifesaver here. So, if we have a look at the items, we can see this has done 700 damage. 1800 damage off that to towers. God damn. So much. We got our army of ghouls. We're going to run it straight down the bot lane. Let's see how they react, because we're going to play off reaction. We're going to sit back. You can see, I'll put it on my view. How do I put it on my view? So we see Echo coming, so I'm going to back out all the way. I don't want to get jumped on. I want them to make the play mid, then I retaliate by pushing bot. Sion's teleporting here, you can't see it, so I stopped it. And as soon as I catch him with it, he can't escape me. I've got Cerulda's now. And this is why I'm so excited for preseason. Because as soon as preseason comes and that new rune comes, we can take approach velocity with a combat keystone and have demolish as a secondary. Dude, we'll be laughing. See, easy. He's not a threat to me. Now we're gonna kill the Scion. We're not gonna run. I don't want him killing Maiden here. If he attacks Maiden here, super bad for me. See, the Goon Squad comes, we land the E, and we're just Yorick top at this stage. Like, we're not Yorick AD carry anymore. We're strictly Yorick top. Because we've got the level advantage, we have the item advantage. We're just Yorick. This is just Yorick now. And that's the best part about this, is you basically transition into just being a normal top laner. But then you have your top laner for the team fights if they need. And part of the reason I think this is... It should catch on very soon. I'm expecting Pro Play to actually do this as well. Not maybe Yorick, but maybe a different champion. Is AD carries, they aren't effective until a certain time. Once they get that time, they kick off. All of a sudden, they damage like they do so much damage. But it's very easy to kill them. They're very fragile. If you run something like Camille, you can kill that AD carry. So why not run Camille as a bot laner? You could run Camille as an AD carry. Kill their AD carry with every single gank that ever comes. And mid-game team fights, run a split pusher, and just have the Camille look for the catches every fight. As you can see. Didn't have to really do much. Surrender vote comes through, and the game's over. I love this to bits. It is so much fun to play. Please give it a shot, and let me know how you go. To finish off the build, I probably would have gone maybe a Steric's Gauge and maybe a Titanic. GA is the other item that I really like going at the moment, so possibly those two are good options too. There's also another build that I've been following, which is like a CDR build, but we'll do that for another video. So thanks for watching. keep me updated with how you guys are going. I'm very excited to keep trying this, and I'll let you guys know my progress. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.